Hello, Limitless family. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Welcome back to another episode of Exceed Limitless, the space where we elevate our mindset, fuel our growth, and embrace the most powerful version of who you are becoming. I am your host, Olga Binamanov, and today we are diving into a topic that no one talks about enough, but everyone feels it. There are two sneaky emotions that show up in your feed, your friendships, your love life, even in your goals. And that's jealousy and envy. Have you ever scrolled past someone's dream life through a post and you thought, "Ugh, why not me?" Or maybe you felt your stomach twisting when someone you love gives their attention elsewhere? Yeah, we all been there. That's jealousy. That's envy. Today, we are not just unpacking the difference, we are learning how to transform them into actual power. So let's start with the basics because clarity is really power. And I want to start with defining both envy and jealousy. Envy is wanting something you don't have that someone else does. It's a two-person emotion. I wish I had her confidence. I wish I had his career. I wish I had their relationship. That is envy. Jealousy is the fear of losing something you already have to someone else. That's a three-person emotion. What if they leave me? What if I'm not good enough? There's a quote that nails it very well that explains that difference. Envy is the art of counting the other fellow's blessings instead of your own. And jealousy, it's often the inner child in us that's saying, "Don't forget about me. I want to feel safe. I want to feel chosen." Envy is a desire. It's not always toxic. Envy is usually a mirror of what your soul wants, what your soul desires. It basically whispers, "That's something I crave for." You can turn your envy into a compass. For example, I once saw a woman confidently speaking on stage. I felt envious because that confidence was so vividly seen. But instead of spiraling, I actually paused and asked, what does this trigger tells me about what I want to create? It wasn't her spotlight that I wanted. It was the impact she created. And that's how I started speaking and doing those lives. It's when you turn the envy in you into your power. Jealousy, on the other hand, is fear. This is more tender, it's more vulnerable. It's the fear of not being good enough, of being replaced, of being forgotten. Jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. It's a paradox because we care deeply, and that's okay. What matters is how we proceed and process that fear. There are many different real life scenarios of jealousy and envy. I'll talk about some of them, but one that happened just recently. If you're following my posts, my Facebook accounts, I just posted a few days ago a picture of a hand, not even saying it's my hand, with a ring and a statement that I made. Some commitments are silent, but they speak volumes. There was no bragging. It was an engagement ring. There was no statement of an engagement. And obviously, people make assumptions. People think that they understand what that means, which is okay. But there was one comment that was so envious and jealous. The comment, which I by then removed, was of someone who follows me, and if they're watching it, that's great. Maybe that would elevate their understanding, saying that speaks loud of your character. Obviously, it's someone who's watching me because I speak about character this whole month. And I say that bragging is terrible. And that was not the intention. The intention was actually the statement that I made. And if the individual did not read it, they really didn't understand the impact. But that was an act of jealousy and envy because that's when we become mean. We assume things, we tell things based on our assumptions, and that comment that she made was it speaks loud on your character. Bragging is something around that. Bragging is showing what your true character is. Actually, it wasn't the bragging that was pointed out, but the jealousy and the envy behind it because of an assumption. So oftentimes we assume things. When we scroll on Facebook and you see people on vacation and we see people in a relationship that they're so happy, we assume that there is all of that we're seeing. We don't really know. We don't really know what's behind the scenes. If somebody's posting a picture of the beach with the great weather, we assume they are on vacation, but do we really know? And that triggers envy and jealousy in some people. So what I'm doing today is I'm trying to teach you how to get power out of this. It's okay to be jealous. It's okay to be envious. But turn into power. So let's talk about some real life scenarios. Relationship jealousy. When do we get relationship jealousy? We usually get that when we see our partner compliments someone else. You think for a minute, and you're kind of wondering what's underneath of that. You wonder if you are not good enough. You wonder if that other person your partner is complimenting is better in any way than you. And what really it is, it brings out your insecurities, your feeling of unseen, and your need of being more reassured. And that comes from lack of possibly self-esteem, which is something I will speak about in my next live. There is a career envy. A colleague gets a promotion and brags over it or speaks about it. I don't want to say brag because bragging is when you do something on purpose. But when a person gets promoted, they're so happy and they want to share it. So you smile, but your chest tightens. Think for a minute. What does this say about your ambition? Are you shrinking your goals now because that person got a promotion? Or do you use that envy to lift yourself up and to say, I can do that too? Not in an envious or a jealous way, but in an encouraging way towards yourself. Social media, as I just mentioned today, is a big trigger. We see someone traveling, someone glowing, someone succeeding, and we feel off because we don't really know what it takes to get there. Or we assume that things are happy. We assume that things are easy. When someone is very successful in their business, or so we see on social media, or so we assume when we see a post. what it really does, it triggers certain things in you. You feel off. But use this feeling as a fuel. Ask yourself, what is this showing me about the life I want to build? Not in a jealous way, but in a way of how can I do this? How can I become that? Or how can I have what that person have without jealousy, but with this mindset, openness of doing it to achieve it. And here's the way to reframe this. If I am inspired by what other people have, it means it is possible for me. If I jealous and envy, you right away put a stop on your possibilities. You don't allow yourself to give that possibility for you to happen. Emotions are messengers. They're not the enemy. So let's try to shift the reactions that we have into responses. The first and very first thing that I want to start is name it so you can tame it. Research shows that once you name that emotion, a part of our brain, the amygdala, constantly looking for reasons of why we're doing things. Once you name that emotion, it lowers the intensity. So when you see something that triggers envious or jealousy, say it out loud. I feel envious. I feel jealous. That on its own is already healing. Because you already know what your emotion is. Now, what do you do with that? Get curious, not critical. Being critical is very easy, but that doesn't help you. Ask yourself, what is this emotion pointing me towards? What is it that I need to do to get that I want? Practice intentional gratitude. Like I mentioned, being envy is counting somebody else's blessings. So when envy hits, don't force to fake positivity, but ground yourself in what's already good in your life. So maybe you don't have that particular vacation that individual has, but be grateful to what you do have. Maybe you don't have that so looking perfect marriage, but you have perfect children. Maybe you don't have that beautiful ring, but you have something else. Give yourself a positive emotion. Two opposite emotions cannot exist at the same time. If you feed yourself with one good thing, the negative emotion will disappear. The easiest way to feed yourself with a positive gratitude emotion is asking, what is one thing I'm proud of today? Say it in your head. Be grateful. Speak your truth, especially with jealousy. Don't assume. Communicate. Hey, when I saw that, I felt a little insecure. Can we talk about it? I know it sounds silly, but speaking about it helps. You saw something and you felt jealous or envious. Speaking about it might open your eyes that it's not the way it looks. Build your inner worth. Self-worth is the ultimate antidote. When you believe in your value, comparison loses its grip. Don't waste your energy trying to be like someone else. Be the best version of yourself. That's where your magic is. It helps to reflect with journaling. Next month, I'm actually going to do a journaling challenge for a month. Journaling really helps. Take a deep breath, grab your journal, or just think about what I'm going to say. Reflect on when was the last time you felt jealous or envious. Write it down for yourself. See what emotions you uncover. What beliefs did that emotion uncover for you? What do you desire more in life? And where can you affirm your enoughness right now? You are enough. So let me leave you with this truth. Jealousy and envy aren't flaws. They're not bad. They are flashes of insights. They show us what we fear and what we desire. And when we pause long enough to listen, they guide us to healing, to take an action, to grow. So the next time you feel that strong emotion, don't shame it. Thank it. Then ask, what's the next best move I can make towards my own fulfillment? You are worthy. You are whole. You are growing. And that, my friend, is the real glow up. If this episode's landed with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Screenshot it, tag me, leave a review. It helps more than you know. And until next time, keep expanding, keep evolving, and always keep exceeding your limits. See you again soon.